Yeah, so I've interviewed thousands of top producing real estate agents, and I've asked a lot of them the same question. And it was, what percentage of your day are you actually dealing with clients, and what percentage of your day are you lead generating? And can you guess how much of the day, what percentage of the day successful agents are actually lead generating? Can you guess? It's crazy. 90% of the time is spent on lead generating.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, John Michael Perez, is an investor agent based out of Austin, Texas. You can find him on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/@John_Michael_Perez, or his school community, which is Agent Protocol Free. John, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. You can also find me on Instagram at John Michael Perez. Super excited to be on this episode. We're going to provide a ton of value, and hopefully you take one thing and it increases growth in your business, your life. So excited for this one.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I was watching your YouTube channel, and you've got some great content on there. And I was mentioning to you, it's pretty impressive. I think, being able to do the type of things that you're doing online while also having a fully functioning business as a realtor is no easy feat. When did you start developing your online presence? Was that from the very beginning?
That's a great question. I actually started from the very beginning. I realized that most people, especially when they are full-time real estate agents, they need to find a way to get leads, and the best leverage way to do that is social media, in my opinion. So started doing videos from the very beginning. My first video was hilarious. I wore a pimp and I jumped on top of a chicken coop, and I was playing multiple characters in the video. But since then, have gotten a lot more professional videos that have been released. Super. It's been an incredible experience for 9 years. Yeah.
When we talk about the evolution of this game over that time period, right? I've certainly seen some trends pick up, right? And one of the big things is right now it does seem that you can kind of get onto the on-ramp a little bit faster than like 9 years ago. Like one of the things that everyone is talking about right now is AI, but this speeds up not just the ability for you to put material out there, but also to literally get up to speed, in something like, launching a school community, having multiple marketing platforms, being proficient. I'm a newer agent. As an agent, how has your, marketing efforts changed over time, or has it?
Yeah. So when it comes to marketing, I started with video, and I'm still doing video to this day. But the interesting part about it is creating stories instead of just sharing facts.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And so there's this saying that says, stories sell and facts tell, right? And so most people actually, they want to buy products if they know the story that it's going to get them to. And so, in other words, if someone is trying to sell a vacation to the Dominican Republic, and all you do is tell them about the airplane and how awesome the wheels are and the wings are, instead of how awesome the actual trip is going to be, then you're not selling the vacation, right? And so a
Yeah.
lot of times, marketers in this day and age, they sell the facts and not the story.
That's a great point. I want to pivot a bit here and tie that into selling real estate, right? I'm a realtor, you're a seasoned realtor. For newer agents that are just getting started, maybe with no real tie to the business, this could be a leap of faith for them. They don't have necessarily family or friends that are in the business. I think sometimes, I can speak for myself, we worry about, like, well, how do I do the transaction? And, like, of course you want to be able to understand that, but a big portion of it is, finding the interested parties, right? What would be your advice to folks who are, on that on ramp? They're brand new agents, maybe just licensed, and they're looking for their first couple clients.
Yeah, so I've interviewed thousands of top producing real estate agents, and I've asked a lot of them the same question. And it was, what percentage of your day are you actually dealing with clients, and what percentage of your day are you lead generating? And can you guess how much of the day, what percentage of the day, successful agents are actually lead generating? Can you guess?
I would say like 2 hours. I hear that a lot. 2 hours. Am I close?
Well, 2 hours is a great, formula, but I would say 90% of their time, that they're actually spending on real estate, uh, it's crazy. 90% of the time is, spent on lead generating, right? And
Yeah.
so when it comes to lead generation, and we'll go back to 2 hours because I have something amazing to talk about the 2-hour prospecting, strategy, but, um 90% of their time. So when it comes to real estate agents that are brand new, I think they're too scattered and not clear and focused on one particular way to master a lead generating strategy. And so the brain doesn't chase vague. And so a lot of real estate agents, unfortunately, they want to get good at YouTube, Facebook. They want to get good at cold calling, door knocking, and they're doing all of these things instead of mastering one thing. And so I've always told agents from the very beginning, pick two things maximum and become very good at them. Now, the biggest problem that I've seen real estate agents go through is that they hate the delay. And unfortunately, there is a big delay when it comes to actually getting leads. But there is, but one way I look at it is that delay is actually development. And so generally, it takes 4 to 5 months for the average agent to actually close their first deal. But most agents, they'll lead generate or use one strategy for 3 months and then give up, right? And so
Yeah.
there's actually this valley where people give up and then they restart that same strategy around month 5. Uh, and let and if they would have just stayed with that same strategy for a solid 5 months, they would have eventually struck gold.
So true. People give up right before they're about to reap the benefits of it. And, hearing you talk about this and then my own personal experience, I think about how it can be very overwhelming, especially at the beginning, right? You're thinking, okay, well, I got to do this, I got to do this.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
You talk about like lead generation, but I also have to understand, comps and so forth. How much of it, and I think this is a pretty granular question. So maybe give away some of the gold, but not all of the gold. How much of it is the team that you align yourself with? To me, that's very important. I think I'm on a really great team right now, and I'm blessed to be a part of that because if you're not necessarily on a team that's helping you, you can kind of feel like lost at sea.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that the first 5 months of my real estate career, I was solo and I had no team. And then that fifth month, I found a mentor that changed my life. And what I quickly realized after finding that mentor is the faster I find people that are where I want to be and soak in their knowledge, the faster I will get there. Right. And so that's one take that I would pertain to being surrounded by a good team. Now, here's the thing: most agents, they don't want to be a part of a team because a lot of times teams may actually charge an
Yeah.
extra cut. But I will say that first year is all about just putting in the reps, right? It's going to cost you to put in the reps, but that team will probably align you better. We don't blame the flower for not growing. We blame the soil that it's surrounded in. And so if you are not surrounded in good soil, then you probably won't get good results. And then you can take those skills that you learned while being on the team. You might have paid a little bit higher of a split, but you can take those elsewhere and get a higher split at a different time.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I'll say the same thing. That first year, 18 months is about learning the business, learning the ropes, right? And then once you can run the ropes, then maybe you can go out on your own. I want to pivot to something that I heard you say in one of the videos that I watched on your channel, which is really like this idea of building systems. And I think when people think about being a realtor, right, they're not the first thing that comes to mind is not like systems. It's almost like, and I could be off base here, but like putting out fires, right? Like the agent who's constantly on the phone, like papers in the air, or in this case, like juggling different appointments and looking for keys and this type of thing. Have you had that experience where it's like you're burning, the wick at both ends? And what was that like? And then what's the opposite of it like for you now?
Yeah, so I wish I could tell you I have an engineer mind and I am very good at systems. But I will say that I had to become good at systems due to the fact that I hit a ceiling. I was the so-called top realtor at my brokerage. And in reality, I was burnt out. I went home and my wife eventually said, John, I just wish you spent more time with us. I wish you paid more attention to me. And that's when I realized that, yeah, it's cool to sell a ton of homes. Yeah, it's cool to get some great deals. But like, if I'm not really valuing my time and getting the most out of the time that I am spending, then I'm wasting a lot of what I will never get back, which is our time. Right. And so that put me in a position where I had to figure out systems or else I wouldn't grow or else I would lose a lot. That was very important to me. And so that it started me on a journey. And full transparency, that journey is still going to this day. I've been able to finally put together some system and processes that helped open up literally thousands of hours for me. And it's just simple, creating expectations for my clients through videos that I send to my clients, and then automating the process to where I put their contact information into a CRM and they're continually hearing from me, even though I'm not particularly the person that is sending them the messages. And then also setting them up on automated property searches. That's a very basic thing most agents should be able to know how to do. But those are simple systems that will help save you thousands of hours of time.
I mean, yeah, you're speaking my language. I feel like when we take a look at the entirety, the whole body of real estate agents,
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And then how many of those are, really like, selling multiple homes a year or making a full-time living where they can support themselves from that? I don't know what the number is. Um, someone told me it's 3%. That seems low. It could be, but then if you take that, like how many of those people probably have a CRM in place or like some way to stay in? Like probably all of them. Otherwise, they're going to talk about feeling burnt out, like you're mentioning. I want to ask you this, and I don't know if you've looked at this at all. At what point in time do you start looking at building a team? Have you looked at building a team? Do you have a team? And is that another you know game entirely where now you're working on boosting up other people and not just yourself?
Yeah, so within the last few years, so started a team back in 2019, built it up to 7 agents, realized that the model that I was creating with my team was not scalable. And so the thing about building a team when it comes to real estate and training up sales agents is that you teach them the skills, and if they're good, then they don't need you anymore. Or if they're not good, they just are a drag. Or if they're semi good, then it's like you're making a little bit, but it's not really paying for the overhead. And so I found a new model. I've actually got a team of 160 agents that are under me, and I train them, I help them, I leverage systems in order to help them as well. And to be honest, if they don't plug in, it's not my fault, right? And so um, I found a way to reduce liability, reduce overhead, and that's how I've been able to build a organization of about 160 agents. Actually, I mean, we've got 10 people in the pipeline to join recently, but yeah,
My goodness. 160. Okay, so that's a huge team. Okay, so that what's the name of the team? Let's plug the name of the team.
yeah, it's called the Wolf Pack. It's a subset of the National Wolf Pack team, and so it's been an incredible journey. I've been able to grow it in 2.5 years to 160 agents from zero. And so it's pretty crazy, I know, but I've got the numbers on my phone. I could even show you. But yeah, it's been an amazing time. Basically, we just offer so much value that it would be dumb not to join. And agents are always like, well, how much does it cost? And we've been able to build digital assets and training that if they were to join, they get it for free, and it's not more work for us, you know? And but yeah, that's not what I'm on this call to pitch at all. But yeah.
The thing about it, and not to get too much off the beaten path here, but the idea of being on a team, there's so many there. As a realtor myself, like there's so many different things that I've heard. I'm with EXP, right? So a lot of people think about EXP and I think about building this team, but I know some amazing agents who are solo and they don't have a team underneath them. Some of it feels like, okay, well, I have people that I can expand my productivity with, but then to your earlier point, it can also become like, okay, well, now you've got to you know take on some of the burden of their deals and making sure that everything runs smoothly for folks who are building out a team, whether it's as a realtor, as an investor, as a lender, right? Do you have any broad strokes advice for how they can retain their top performers while also not being hold down by anchors that folks who may need more hand holding than they are producing, right? Over a long period of time, not just over a couple of days or months.
Yeah, I mean, I can say a million things about that. One, if you're just now starting a team, you definitely need to create systems and processes, some type of procedure as to how to become successful. And the way you do that is by recording your day. Because if you're a successful agent, if you're a successful investor, uh, if whatever you are, if you want to scale, you have to record it in some fashion so that it is repeatable, right? And so you have to create multiples of what you're doing in order to increase what you're doing. And the value of a team is creating output with less input, right? And
Yeah.
so, and so, um, and you can do that by recording trainings. You can do that by having proprietary training. You can and usually, like, the more value you can give your team that's proprietary, in other words, they can't get it anywhere else, then the more valuable you are to your team, right? Because if they leave, then they don't have that value anymore, right? And so, there's so many strategies behind creating proprietary training, but behind creating proprietary value. I mean, simplest things are, weekly trainings, online digital libraries of trainings as well that they can have access to at all times. Um, Online leads that you could provide to them at a percentage that they can't get anywhere else. Um, so those are just a few examples.
I do want to pivot a bit here and ask you about Austin real estate. I lived in Dallas. I lived in several different parts of San Antonio, and now I have a close friend of mine who's living in San Marcos. I also worked in is Round Rock near Austin? It is, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a suburb. It's
So
basically
I worked in Round Rock. That was one heck of a commute. Um, but when we talk about some of the greater trends that are taking place, I want to specifically ask you about what you're seeing as far as retail buyers. I've noticed that there's just so much ground up construction pretty much everywhere in Texas. And there's some remarkably cost effective housing all over the place. So you're seeing, Lennar, Meritage, DR Horton, right, putting up homes for, 230, $240,000. When I was working with flippers, it made it more challenging to be a flipper because now you've got to compete with brand new homes with a builder warranty at a lower rate, and how do you do that? It becomes very tricky. Are you seeing more investors getting specifically in the Austin metro where you're located? Are you seeing more investors, mom and pop investors, getting into ground up construction or moving into some of these other asset classes like small multifamily, like a quadplex? Or are you still seeing like a fair number of flippers that are involved out there?
Yeah, so me personally, I still flip properties. I will say that inventory right now is at an all-time high. There is 130% more sellers than buyers right now in the Austin market. So we are the number one buyers market in the US, which means there's more buyers here than, or no, I'm sorry, more sellers. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
said it wrong. There's more sellers, 130% more sellers than buyers. Correct myself. Sorry about that. And so when it comes to investments, I am seeing a lot of investors actually purchasing new builds and building right now. They're still
yeah,
building. Um, as an investor, if I were you, I would be looking at that I-35 corridor between San Antonio and Austin, right? There is a lot of people are saying that that developments and big businesses are going to be purchasing land in that area, and eventually it's going to be all connected, right? And so, if I were you, I would probably be looking at land off of I-35 between San Antonio and Austin, maybe for multifamily,
yeah,
or because eventually it's going to connect, right? And so we always want to purchase before it blows up, and especially something that is multifamily where you can get in several partners into the deal. That would be a great option. And then full transparency, since there is 130% more sellers than buyers, then it's a great time to get a great deal, right?
yeah.
There's so much inventory that means that some sellers are desperate and they need to get out from under the problem that they're at. And it never hurts to ask, right? I've got buyers all the time asking, do you think the seller is going to get offended if we offer 50 grand under asking price? And I always tell them, hey, it never hurts to ask, right? And to be honest, some sellers would go for even less, right? And so in my opinion, it's an amazing time to invest, because Jerome Powell is going to be getting out soon, so he's going to be appointed. Trump is going to be appointing probably someone that is more leaning towards lower interest rates, as well as Venezuela right now. When it comes to oil, we are going to have access to oil. So unless there's something more access to oil, so unless there's something that I don't know, there is a lot of uncertainty in some
Sure.
areas, uh, but um, but yeah, those are my thoughts.
When it comes to, not just the number of ground up construction, the number of people getting into that, but then also uh some of the other issues that have come up, right? Like you have these arm rate loans that they've come down in the last couple of months, but that have doubled over the last 5 years in many cases. And then you've got the cost of materials, and then you've got rents in places like Austin, Texas, that have stabilized, or I've even heard gone down, right? It just makes it more challenging as a whole. So you do have more people kind of waiting in bay, trying to see, hey, what's gonna happen next. What's been interesting to me talking with so many folks like yourself is there is right now this huge opportunity to make creative offers, and certainly I don't I come from this vantage point and I've heard all sides of it, so I see all sides. But if you're making an offer to a realtor, unless that person has it in writing from their client, we're not going to look at anything below a certain amount. Like, it's your job to make offers. It's their job to field the offers and then to give it to their client. And so if their property has been sitting on market for who knows how long and they haven't had any offers, I would take some offer over nothing, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of agents right now, if you're an agent right now and you have a listing that's been on the market forever, um, look at sub two investors. Like those are great opportunities to at least get your seller out of the trash can of debt that they're going to be in because of not being able to afford that monthly payment. And so, I mean, obviously, you have to find someone that knows what they're doing, right? But
Yeah.
there's so many creative ways to help your clients. And if you are unaware of those ways, then unfortunately, you're not servicing your client at the highest of your ability.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times I can speak for myself and going through the real estate school that I went through, which was wonderful. But there's this mentality that, like, here's investors, here's these people making these creative offers, like, run if you hear that. But then I also come from the background of making those types of offers, and working with people who do that. And when you're facing, uncertain conditions and homes that are sitting on market, I think all sides of the business are benefiting from kind of an interweaving of, like, the segments. And like lenders, for instance, are incorporating DSCR loans to their retail buyers, which was traditionally just for investors. So it's definitely an interesting time, really anywhere, but certainly in places like Austin, Texas. We are coming up on time here, though, John. Where can folks go to reach out to your team, or any new projects that you're working on that you want to get out to our audience?
Yeah. So first would be go follow me on Instagram at John Michael Perez. And then once you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to send you a link to join my free agent community. If you are a real estate agent, if you're an investor and maybe you need some advice on buying a deal or taking a second look, I'd love to be that second look for you. And you can follow me on Instagram as well. And then, yeah, I've got a new YouTube channel for real estate agents specifically. We're sharing a ton of value. I even share some of like my investment strategies as well. I've purchased a lot of houses, flip opportunities, Airbnb, and I've helped a lot of agents sell a lot more houses just through simple modern strategies. So would love to be an extra resource. Also, real quick plug. I don't know when this is coming out, but I do have a book coming out called Care More, Win More, and it's a agent playbook on how to build trust at scale, sell more houses through building ecosystems and communities, and would love the opportunity to get a book in your hand. We're going to be sharing a lot more info about that within the next 6 months, but I'm excited to release that book.
John, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.